Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode ng Filipino Millennial Mindset Podcast. I have Kevin Antonio here with me, and ang pinaka magiging main topic namin today is more on self-awareness. Pero before we dive in, Kevin, can you introduce yourself briefly sa mga listeners natin?
Of course. Hi, everybody. My name is Kevin Antonio. I was born in Pampanga, Philippines. I flew to Hawaii when I was about 6 months old. I recently got married. We have a newborn baby. You can hear her in the background, maybe crying. So we have a real estate business here in Hawaii that we started not too long ago. It's called Homes by KM. And I grew up, I'm full Filipino, and I wanted to learn how to speak Tagalog, Ilocano, things like that. I can speak a little bit, but I understand Tagalog mainly. And I was looking into podcasts to learn so that I could teach my family, my wife and my daughter, how to speak Tagalog. And I ran into your podcast, which is focused on mindset. So it was perfect. And yeah, that's a quick background on me.
That's Kevin for you guys. Dun sa mga siguro nagtataka, pure Filipino siya pero ba't ganun yung accent niya?
Right.
Diba? So, after 6 months of you being born, lumipat na kayo sa Hawaii, di ba?
Opo.
So
My dad
that explains why you didn't develop yung accent ng Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun, para sa mga curious dyan. And then, speaking of accents, noon pa ako nagiging curious na and ito sakto para sa mga fellow Filipino na hindi lumaki sa Pilipinas. Teaching the language is one thing. Teaching the accent is another, I think.
Right.
And then, ang strong ng accent ng Pinoy di ba? Pero if we're gonna talk about English, I don't think your accent defines, how good you communicate. It's just an additional part. Pero just out of curiosity, paano ko kaya ituturo sa walang Filipino accent, ang Filipino accent? So let's say you're Kevin, di ba? Let's say, bago tayo mag-start mag-record, we were talking about our names. So,
right.
Like, my name is Andro. Pag pinronounce mo sa Filipino, Andro. But if I go there in the US, sabihin nila, Andrew. Yung CEO ng company namin, ang tawag sa akin, Andrew. So, ibang-iba. And then, ikaw, Kevin. How would you say Kevin?
Yeah. That's what they call it.
May recent meme ako nakita. Can you try to pronounce COVID vaccine with a Filipino accent?
With a Filipino accent?
Yeah.
COVID vaccine.
COVID vaccine. So, I think the way na ituturo ko siya sa ibang tao. Kasi nung inaaral ko yung Filipino nung high school, ang turo sa akin ng prof namin sa Filipino, kung ano yung salita, yun din ang bigkas. Unlike sa pag merong American accent, yung A minsan nagiging ibang pronunciation, yung letter U nagiging iba depending on what the word is. Pero sa Pinoy, kung ano yung letter, yun na mismo yun. Walang kakaibang pag-stress sa mga syllables, kumbaga.
Yeah.
Kung ano siya, yun na yun.
Even
broccoli, let's say broccoli, right? How would you say that with a Filipino accent?
Yung O, broccoli.
Broccoli.
Yung R. Because my grandparents, they're Ilocano. So Tagalog and Ilocano, even the dialect, the accent is different. With Tagalog and Ilocano. So broccoli, tawag nila. TikTok.
You know. May tinitingnan ako ngayon. Yung Dexter na meme. Sabi niya, OMG, I love your Filipino accent. Say something for me. Ito. My girlfriend have asthma, so sometimes chicken nut bread.
Chicken nut bread.
Chicken nut bread. Chicken nut bread.
Right. So that's how it is here. Accents, there's a lot of joking here with Filipino accent. What is an example?
Yeah, can you try to, speak with Tagalog with a Filipino accent? As you
Tagalog?
explain. Yeah, as you explain that.
You want me to speak it in Tagalog?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, we'll try. Okay. Sorry, listeners.
Yeah, it's
We're
okay,
learning.
bro.
So when they say, don't do that, don't do that. Yung mga accent dito, don't do that, don't
Mm.
do that. Parang yung TH naging D. So
Mm.
don't do that. And
Wag
then,
mo gawin yan. Sabihin mo,
wag
wag
mo
mo
gawin
gawin yan.
yan. Wag mo gawin yan. Yung,
Pero pag Tagalog words mismo, parang you get the accent, the Filipino accent, ha? Napansin
yeah.
ko. O parang you're trying hard or parang,
When you're speaking in English with a Filipino accent, it's different. It's emphasized. Pero pag nag-uusap kami ng Tagalog, I remember I try to think of how did my parents say this? How did my grandparents say this? And I try to copy. So that's how I picked up on it. Or even just watching TFC growing up, or
right.
Tagalog movies on Netflix. Your podcast. That's how they say it. So I try to incorporate that when I
Para,
speak Tagalog.
yeah. Parang second nature na ba or you think you're parang still trying, you're exerting more effort?
I think the speaking it's second nature, but choosing the right words, that's
Mm.
where I have to think. Yeah, like
Yeah.
namin and natin. I don't know the difference with namin and natin.
Well, now that
Maybe
you
explain
mention it, ako rin napaisip ako.
that.
Namin.
Like
I think,
bahay namin o
yeah,
bahay natin.
namin. I think when you're saying namin, you're not including the one you're speaking to. But when you say natin, the one you're speaking to is included in the conversation.
So natin is ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
well, namin is also ours, pero
Right.
you're
Right.
bahay natin to versus bahay namin. Let's
Mm.
say you have a friend visitor, sinasabi mo sa kanya na bahay nyo to. Bahay
Mm.
namin to.
Bahay namin to.
Pero
Okay.
let's
But
say
if it's a roommate,
pero let's say if may balikbayan kang makikitira ulit sa inyo, bahay
mm,
natin to. Yun ang sabi mo.
yeah. Okay.
Dito ka natitira, bahay natin to.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I was able to explain that.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's the answer to your question. Just speaking, it's if I know the word and I know how to use it, it flows, okay. But when I'm not sure which Tagalog word to use in that sequence, that's when I'm like, oh, okay,
Pero
let's
hindi
speak in English.
pero hindi mo naka-carry over yung American accent sa mga Tagalog words. Meron kasing ganun eh, like pag sinabi
Yeah.
kong let's say kapag sinabi kong mga ganun.
Right, right. I think it's because I was raised around Tagalog speaking, so I knew
Right,
how
you
to
knew how to
differentiate.
yeah.
Yeah, I know how to pronounce it.
Yeah,
But
that's really
even
big.
yeah, I think that's what it comes down to when you're teaching someone the Filipino accent. If they were raised or they listen to podcasts like yours and in Tagalog, then it's easier because they know what it should sound like.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I think it's very similar to how I was able to learn, how to pronounce things, English words. That
Mhm.
came through me watching movies, playing games.
Uh,
Naririnig ko kung paano yung pronunciation. And then
right.
paulit-ulit kong naririnig kasi talagang more on English movies yung pinakikinggan ko.
Mhm.
Nag-stick tuloy sa akin kung paano siya i-pronounce. And then,
Mhm.
parang yun na yung naging normal way of, yung accent ko when speaking in English.
Mhm.
Na, yung, may YouTube channel ako. Ewan ko kung you were aware of that. Pero, dun sa channel kong yun, I speak English. And then, yung mga Pinoy na viewers, parang manghang-mangha sila in how I talk.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
na para sa akin, naiintindihan ko kung bakit. Pero para sa akin, okay. I don't try
Yeah.
to let it get to me. It's just how I talk.
If you really want to learn, you just need to, I don't, what is the Tagalog word for surround? Like surround yourself or
Yeah,
dive in.
paligiran mo yung sarili mo ng something like that. Or
Yeah. Maybe someone like me, they moved to America or anywhere from the Philippines and you didn't learn how to speak Tagalog and you want to learn now later in life, I think that's the best way. Just
Mm.
try to surround yourself and just be open, laugh about it. If you don't know, it's okay. You're learning.
Yeah,
That's the way to go.
it's okay to mispronounce. It's okay. Well, in general, it's okay to make mistakes, you know.
Right.
That's how you learn, right?
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't be so embarrassed. Just, you didn't know. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, mag-dive in na tayo sa main topic natin na self-awareness.
Mhm.
So, before I put my take on it, how would you say, you know, how has self-awareness impacted your life, or paano ba, what's your take on self-awareness?
My take on self-awareness. So to to continue the topic that we were just on with accents, growing up,
Yeah.
I had an accent growing up, maybe in elementary or middle school, because my parents, they only spoke to me in Tagalog, and when they spoke in English, my accent sila. So when I started school when I was younger, I had an accent growing up, and that would be teased. They would tease you, oh, why do you sound like that, or oh, that's not how you say it. And I was embarrassed. And as I grew older and I learned, okay, I should really learn how to understand my culture, my Filipino culture, understand the language so that I can communicate with my family. And that's when that self-awareness of, okay, this is who I am. I'm Filipino. I live in America. That's okay, but I'm a Filipino in America. I can speak English and Tagalog. I can have an accent or not have an accent, but this is who I am. And that's where the self-awareness came, where be true to yourself of who you are, and why do you want to become that person that you're wanting to believe you are.
Yeah, I think that's really spot on. Yung self-awareness na describe mo just now, it's more geared towards, you know, who you are. For me, yung self-awareness na discover ko, although it's good na na-mention mo yan dahil I wasn't able to put that in perspective before. Para sa akin lang kasi dati ang self-awareness is just a tool, you
Mhm.
know, of being able to call myself out, mga ganun, when I'm doing bad things, when I'm being insecure. I think it's
Mhm.
really powerful as a tool. It's a skill that, for me, it's a skill that, you know, ima-master mo. It doesn't happen overnight na, uy, self-aware ka na agad. And it's a work in progress siya every single day.
Right.
And for you, parang how has self-awareness, you know, impacted what you do in general, and, you know, how you perceive things, how your mindset on things is. Let's say parang sa asawa mo, whenever you guys argue, 'di ba? Parang nagiging meron kang sense of self-awareness na bakit nga ba nagagalit yung asawa ko? Tapos
Mhm.
ma-enumerate mo sa sarili mo ngayon yung mga possible things na ginawa mo pala na hindi ka
Right.
aware before dahil na, ewan ko, nalulunod ka ng galit mo.
Yeah. So I know you and Philip, I believe, and Kim always mention Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, yeah.
So I follow him. And another one that I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with is Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
Um,
Kim and
yeah,
I talk about it as well.
yeah. So Jocko, it's ego is the enemy, or that's Ryan Holiday. But your ego, your what is ego in Tagalog?
I
How would you
think
explain that?
Tagalog of ego. Ang pumapasok sa isip ko yabang eh, pero I think hindi lang
Yeah,
yun yun eh.
parang yabang.
It's not just that.
Parang hindi gustong maging wrong. You're always right. With the self-awareness, and my wife, pag nag-away kami, o galit siya kasi bagong baby, of course, baby wakes up late at night, and maybe akong naggising. I took care of the baby, fed her, changed her, and then syempre pagod din ako, and I just want to sleep. But that in that moment, I let you sleep. And in the morning, maybe a few hours later, gising na naman yung baby, and I'm waiting for her to wake up, and she doesn't wake up. And oh, ako na naman, my turn again. And your self awareness, you want to be mad, but because we should take turns. It's a partnership, but you realize and we talked about it too, and we're pretty open when we argue. I ask her, "What's wrong? What happened?" And sabi niya, I'm tired too from either pumping or changing school work. And for me, I understand I have my own things that I do that make me tired, but the self-awareness there is ako palang I should be the head of the household. That's how I see myself. The affirmations, right? I am a responsible father. I am a loving husband. And in that moment when I'm parang I don't want to be wrong. Oh, you're wrong. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Remind myself, oh, that's not what a loving husband does. Understand her.
Mm.
So it's that self-awareness, the really I am. Who am I? Sino ba ako? Like this is
And who you want to be, di ba?
who I want to be. So that's where the self-awareness comes with my wife. And when we argue about, just being tired and taking care of baby, um, what is that term in Tagalog? Bigyan? You need to
Bigayan. Bigayan.
bigayan?
Mm.
Yeah. Is that
Parang
when
give and
you
take. Yeah, bigayan
give?
tayo. If it's my turn to relax, ako naman.
Mhm.
Pero I think yun nga, yung mini-mention mo ngayon, parang nagsistick ka masyado dun sa bigayan na term,
Mhm.
na in a way
Mhm.
na pag hindi nabigay ng partner mo yung part niya ng bigayan, nagagalit ka. And for you, nakokontra mo yun with
Yeah.
your self-awareness.
Mhm. And you have to just be again self-aware and think about what she's done. Maybe she was up more nights than you the previous week
Yeah.
and she
Mm.
didn't complain. And now here you are complaining because you woke up one night. So it's really being self-aware and just swallow the ego. Don't be it's okay. You have to take turns. You have to remind yourself, well, let's take turns. And yeah, that's basically what it is. Communication for us is important. And she's practicing to, bettering our relationship, our marriage, to be self-aware of what type of parents we want to be for the baby.
Self-awareness is, alam mo yun, nagbabranch out siya sa maraming bagay.
Oh yeah.
You can't just say someone na maging maunawain ka naman,
Mhm.
pero hindi siya self-aware. He can't be, empathetic or maunawain if he or
Mhm.
she isn't being self-aware na yun nga, yung ipag napapangunahan siya ng galit niya, di ba?
Mhm.
And then in order to be able to communicate ng maayos, kailangan mo rin maging self-aware na papangunahan ka lang ba ng emotions mo. Uso dati yung parang think before you speak. When
Right.
in reality, you're practicing self-awareness pag ginagawa mo yun, di ba?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Itong
Yeah.
sasabihin ko ba, ito ba talaga yung nangyayari? Ito ba talaga yung truth? Or meron akong hindi alam, di ba? You're trying to, process everything before speaking your mind.
Yeah. And I think it's important, like you said, think before you speak. When you practice self-awareness, it becomes a habit, right?
Mm.
And when pag talagang galit ka, and the things that you say, you regret it later, because
Yeah.
you're so mad. But if you practice now that self-awareness, when you really are angry and you're thinking, you want to say something, but because you built that habit of pause, hold on, let's think, let's why assess the situation. Why am I so mad? What did you do? You save yourself from bigger fights, from not
Yeah.
controlling what you say. So
Exactly.
it's that habit. Yeah.
And you also save yourself from regret, di ba?
Definitely regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really powerful sa mga maraming pinagsisisihan ngayon. I
Yeah.
think it's time you try to siguro subukan lang maging more self-aware.
Mhm.
Again, it doesn't happen overnight. You don't have to beat yourself up kung hindi mo magawa agad, 'di ba? Pero
Mhm.
it's a process. But as long as you're trying, your only way is forward. As long as you don't, quit on trying. Basta
Yeah.
napaka-importante ng self-awareness kasi napag-usapan namin in one of our podcasts, celebrating wins
Mhm.
and
Look into
celebrating
that.
yourself. And I think you're more able to do that with self-awareness. Alam mo yun, hindi siya nagli-lead sa pagiging egotistical, sa pagiging mayabang. Kasi you're
Mhm.
self-aware. You know to celebrate yourself, pero not to the point na ano mo yun, yung papamukha mo yung success na nagawa mo sa mga tao.
Yeah.
Pride without self-awareness is ego or turns into
Mhm.
ego for me.
Yeah. And I think there's a balance of celebrating the small wins because and you guys touched on it on a past podcast how Filipinos parang your outlook of Filipinos, they're humble,
Yeah.
they don't like to brag, hindi mayabang, but sometimes you don't even give yourself the chance to celebrate, and you should celebrate those small wins like you said. And it's really that self-awareness of, am I being too mayabang right now, or did I really earn this, and is this something that I should celebrate? And even sharing, sometimes people don't want to share. For me, for example, our business, I didn't want to post on social media.
Yeah.
That's just like, who am I?
Feel the same, bro.
Yeah, I sino ba ako, like, oh, magre-real estate. Like, who do I think I am? But as you learn, as you take the action, as you learn and become more knowledgeable, you realize, oh, I'm helping others. And you don't think about, you're not posting for approval. You're posting
Yeah.
to share, like your podcast. You didn't post for approval. And I remember you said in your podcast how you were gonna quit or stop the podcast, but Philip reached out, I think. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad he did, because here we are now. And it's just, you lose some confidence when you post, or you post a podcast and walang response.
Yeah, 100%,
Oh,
man.
it's just you. But you what I'm trying to get to is, just, you're not being cocky is the term here. I'm not sure. What is the term in Tagalog, cocky?
Yeah,
Mayabang, right?
mayabang. Yeah, I'll be 100% transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Yung early stages ng podcast, ganun ako. I was
Mm-hmm.
posting for likes. I was hoping people would, digest the information I'm
Mm-hmm.
sharing and apply it to their lives kasi tingin ko makakatulong.
Right.
Pero, ewan ko at some point naramdaman ko yung imposter syndrome na sino ba ako para sabihin
Yeah.
to. And
Mm-hmm.
then, naramdaman ko rin na yung way rin kasi pag share ko dati, I admit parang yun mayabang. Mayabang yung dating. That's
Right.
when I realized na I don't have to, pretend to be like the people I see on social media or quote unquote influencers. I just
Right.
have to be me, share what I know in my own way. And dun ako mas na-push mag-continue sa podcast nung talagang pinrasis ko yun. Na,
Yeah, and I think the term is just being authentic, and for you, I'm sure you didn't just wake up and decide, oh, I know enough to start
yeah.
self-improvement podcast. No, you learn that, along the way. You watch videos or you read books, and you want to share that. And I think what's good about your podcast that interested me is it's a millennial podcast,
Mm.
especially for Filipinos. And like I said, Filipinos, we were raised, just yes po, yes ma'am, yes sir, and
Yeah.
magiging, how do you say that? Just be nice, always be nice. And sometimes naging yes man, naging
Yep.
push over. And with millennials now that around our age, you need to outgrow that. You need to outlearn that, oh, I have to be nice, I have to be quiet. That's what I was taught. That's how I was raised. But you go to school, or you learn a skill that you can share, like you for yourself. You can share this skill, But if we don't get past that self-awareness of the imposter syndrome of, oh, I'm Filipino, I should be nice, I should be quiet. No,
Sino ba
then
ako, di ba?
yeah, everybody loses because the people that can gain from your knowledge, they don't get it because you're so scared. You're so scared to be judged. You're scared of the imposter syndrome. So, if and there's always haters, man. There's
Yeah.
always people that's gonna tease you and say, "Oh, who are you? What are you doing?" It's okay. You can have 10 haters and one person that you help is worth it because that one person will help another person if they gain the courage, and that's how you start it. But yeah, it really is that Filipino mindset of um, don't be so what is that? How do you say that? Timid?
Um,
Parang masyado kang mabait.
yeah, masyado kang mabait.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at some point, di ba, magiging family man or woman ka.
Uh,
How will you lead your family if you're this pushover na mabait all the time? Or
mhm,
hindi, you don't know how to set boundaries with your kabaitan, di ba?
mhm.
And then, ang mangyayari dun, your whole family is gonna be a pushover na, di ba?
Right. And that's the cycle of yes man. And then if my daughter sees me just being a pushover, when she's older, that's how she was raised. That's all she saw. Magiging pushover din siya. That's then her kids, and the cycle will continue until you break that cycle. Hindi naman mayabang, pero if you, it's just confidence, knowing that I can help you and knowing when to say no.
Yep.
If Yeah, it's just that confidence. It's really that mindset, that Filipino mindset.
Yeah.
Don't be too mabait sometimes. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to share your knowledge, and it really is that it's in your mind.
Yeah.
That's why it's the self-awareness of, hey, I know my stuff. I know what I'm doing, so I can share it. And if someone has something negative to say, then it's okay. It doesn't help you. You know, it,
Yeah.
it's just noise. Ingay lang yan.
Yep. And I think this concept is very important to grasp. Yung idea ng conscious and subconscious mind.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
your self-awareness is your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is yung, well, let's say this sa kaso ng mga Pinoy, yung pagiging sobrang mabait na na-instill na sa atin, na naging habit na natin and behavior natin.
Right.
Yun yung
Right.
subconscious mind. Kasi sobrang important niya eh. And it's not hokey-pokey stuff. It's really, it's science na
Mhm.
you have a subconscious mind and a conscious mind. It's important to be able to grasp that concept para ma-practice mo maigi yung self-awareness mo. Na whenever you do something automatically, that's your subconscious mind.
Mhm.
That's why trying to break a bad habit is really difficult. Kasi you're exerting more effort para mabali yun. And
Mhm.
para mabali mo yun, kailangan maging aware ka pag ginagawa mo na siya. Siguro, pag ginawa mo na or kahit before mo pag-gawin. And that's
Mhm.
really, yun yung pinaka-importanting way din kung paano gamitin yung self-awareness eh. Being better than your subconscious mind. Ang hirap kasi nun eh. Lalo na pag,
Yes.
yun nga, yung Filipino mindset of being good all the time na nagiging hindi na maganda. Ano yun eh,
Mhm.
parang na-program sa utak natin yun while we were growing up. And
Right.
then, ngayon lumalaki ka, di ba? Hindi mo na mamalayan na ganun ka
Yeah.
na.
Yeah. With like you said, the unconscious or subconscious mind. What a lot of millennials are doing now is therapy, right? See a psychologist or see a therapist to talk about it. So the doctor, they they listen to you and then they understand, oh, that's in your subconscious mind. You planted that.
Mm,
For me, I journal. I do a lot of journaling, and when I say, for example, like you said, masyado kang mabait, and you want to say no, but I have a hard time saying no. So now my responsibilities just keep getting pushed to the side because I keep saying no to or I cannot say no to the next thing that someone asks.
you keep saying yes.
So yeah, and I got it mad. So why am I like this? So I journal, and it has to be like you said, your habits. You're not just gonna wake up and say, I'm not gonna be a pushover.
Yeah.
It really has to hit a point. I think Philip, he always says pain or pleasure.
Mhm.
It's true. If being a pushover becomes too painful, and you realize, like me, when I realized I'm getting married already, you know, and I'm gonna have my own family, my own wife, I need to say no so that I can build the foundation for my family. And that pain was stronger than the pleasure of saying yes to my family, to helping. So now I have to focus on my family, but it's constantly saying no. The first time you say no, your dad calls you, oh, knock, can you come here and help me, just fix something in the house? Oh, sorry, dad, not today. Oh, it's like it. You're not used to that.
Oo.
You're not used to
Oo.
saying no. But even your dad, he understands,
Yeah.
the people listening, them, especially us millennials, our our Pinoy parents, they'll understand that, okay, you're right. You have something to build for yourself. And that's the subconscious mind where just say no here and there. It'll feel uncomfortable, but practice that habit of saying no. And like you said, there's affirmations and habits. Habits come first. You can say, I'm not
Yeah.
a pushover. I'm not a pushover. But you never practice not being a pushover. There's no change.
Yeah, and another thing sa yung being able to say no, I
Mhm.
think another part of self-awareness is just simply asking yourself a question na talaga bang busy ako today? 'Di ba?
Mhm.
Before you say no, siguro dun sa tatay mo na nag-ask ng help.
Mhm.
In my case, wala pa naman akong family. So, meron akong small business, meron akong work. Pero sa totoo lang, may time pa rin ako para maglaro. Sorry.
Mhm.
May time pa rin
Right.
ako para maglaro. So, 'pag naisip ko na may time pa nga ako para maglaro eh. So, hindi ako gano'n ka-busy. I can make time for my dad. Parang gano'n.
Mhm.
Alam mo 'yun? Yung
Mhm.
pina-process mo talagang basta pina-process mo lang yung ano ba yung reality mo ngayon. Are you
Right.
are you in a situation where you literally can't afford to say yes, 'di ba? Like
Right. Mhm.
you're siguro talagang tight kayo ng family niyo sa pera and then you're working all day, every day.
Mhm.
So, if you're doing that, you need to, talagang mag-rest. So,
Mhm.
if that's the situation, then it's better off for you to say no if let's say your dad is asking for help
Right.
mag-ayos or something like that. Pero
Right.
basta assess the situation, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Just assess the situation.
Yeah, and I think it's balance. You need to have balance. You cannot just, if you have time, then you use that time for your family,
Mm.
your help.
Ayokong mag-say no just because tinatamad ako, mga gano'n.
Right. Right. Pero pag tamad ka, sometimes it's okay, because you need to recharge. And I
If
think
you're
that's the
resting,
balance. Mhm.
to recharge, that's a different scenario. Pero 'pag alam mo
Mhm.
'yun, iba kasi 'pag alam mong tinatamad ka lang, eh, 'di ba?
Yeah. Then
Na
that's your
what
self-awareness.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
that's your self-awareness, man.
yeah, and I think if that's a dangerous habit. Again, it comes down to habits, and you cannot lie to yourself.
Yeah.
You don't know the truth. Oh, I could have helped, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
Now that's the person that you are becoming is a liar to yourself. They don't know you're lying, but you know you're lying.
yeah.
And now, if you keep doing that,
It becomes your
the older
truth.
you get, yeah, it'll become the truth. You'll be a liar. You'll be lazy. So you need to be self-aware to catch that. Be honest with yourself. Mhm.
Ako tina-try ko maging more present with my dad, lalo
Mhm.
na nung pumanaw yung lolo ko. Kasi before kami lang ng lolo ko sa bahay and then I don't really spend much time with my dad.
Mhm.
And then whenever he's asking for help, mga gano'n, pina-process ko mabuti, busy ba talaga ako, 'di ba? Mga gano'n. O mamaya may oras ako mga 3 PM, sige, I'll go there. Wala naman akong gagawin.
Mhm.
And 'di naman ako pagod. So, punta na lang ako dun. And then at least I have that time to, bond with my dad.
Yeah. And I think a big thing, especially with millennials, the they always say, oh, parang entitled ka, di ba? Privilege. And I think that's something we should really be aware of is, am I being entitled? Oh, I worked all day. Why is my mom asking me to help? Or I'm out with my friends, I clean the house and she's calling me to come home now. So you see your mom calling, oh, ignore. But you need to remember, just it's deep, but they're not going to be here forever. So,
Yeah,
as you
man.
grow, you need to mature and understand that, okay, you know, just answer, hey mom, I'll be home soon. Or instead of ignoring, oh, I did my part, ignore you. Um,
Mm.
how do you what is that term? Bothering? You're always bothering. Estorbo?
Inistorbo mo
Yeah.
ako.
Yeah. And,
Uh,
you're with your friends, but you need to be aware, really aware that, especially us millennials, our age, we're older. That means our parents are older.
yeah.
And, their time is shorter than ours now. So it's really that the entitlement of, oh, I'm busy, dad, I have to work, mom, I
Mm.
cannot do this, I cannot do that. Sometimes like you said, pag tinatamad ka lang, you remember that,
Mhm.
unfortunately, when the time comes, where you don't have your parents. So it's really just trying to be aware. If you're really tired, you're really exhausted, it's okay. Just rest. But if you're just being lazy,
Hmm.
try to remember that hey, time is not forever. So I think that's a big thing with self-awareness is, am I just being lazy? Am I just being privileged, entitled, whatever term you want to use? And remember to, who am I? It always comes down to, who am I? I am a good son. I am, if I want to say I'm a loving father to my daughter, I want to show her that by showing her that I love my father, so that she can show me the same love.
Yeah.
My example, right? So that's
Man,
that's good self-awareness.
ewan ko kasi napakaganda ng paggamit mo sa affirmations ngayon. Kasi dati masyado akong ano siguro negative towards affirmations dahil
Mm.
hindi ko nagagampanan yung mga affirmations ko before. Pero
Mhm.
ngayon, yung mga binibring up mong affirmations, napakaganda, nakaka-motivate siya ng action,
Yeah.
towards something or someone you want to
Mm.
be. Like, yun nga, di ba, sabi mo, you want to be a loving father. So, papakita mo sa anak mo na
Right.
mahal mo rin yung tatay mo.
Mhm.
Hindi mo siya sinasantabi lang.
Mhm.
You give time.
Yeah. With your affirmations, you have to be very detailed. It's not just, I want to be fit. What is
Yeah.
fit? You know? I want to
Mm.
be a loving father. Okay, I answer my dad's calls and then I hang up. No, you show that through action. What you have to explain it to yourself. What is my affirmation? What does this mean?
Uh,
What does this
parang,
look like?
parang affirmation without action is just BS. Parang ganun.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're just lying to
Oo.
yourself. Mhm.
Ang ganda na. And then, gusto ko lang din i-share na yung minention mo kanina, nararanasan ko yun sa girlfriend ko and sa tita ko. Yung, alam mo yun, pag busy ba talaga ako or ayaw ko lang silang pansinin. Yung
Mhm.
tita ko na nandyan sa US, sa California, kinakamusta niya ako. And then dati may habit ako na, alam mo sa messenger, makikita mo na nag-chat siya pero hindi mo pa siya masiseen. Pero alam mo
Right,
nag-chat siya,
right.
titignan ko lang tapos hindi ko papansinin.
Uh-huh.
Pero ngayon, ano nako-call out ko yung sarili ko na para naman napaka-busy mo, di mo ma-replyan. Sinasabi ko sa sarili ko yun.
Mhm.
I put in perspective talaga. Tapos, I put that sense of self-awareness into it na yun nga sinasabi ko sa sarili ko na
Mhm.
para naman napaka-busy mo. Bakit? CEO ka na ba? Mala CEO na ba yung responsibilities mo?
Mhm.
May anak ka na ba? Mga ganun sinasabi ko sa sarili ko.
Right.
Di mo man lang makamusta yung tita mo. And yung
Uh-huh.
tita kong yun, gusto niya lang akong makamustahin. Ang ganda-ganda ng intention niya tapos babaliwalain ko lang.
Uh-huh.
I have the time, so why not use that time, di ba?
Mhm. No, I think that what you said, parang CEO na ako, it's as if you're so busy, but for me, my anong tawag yan, principles.
Mm-hmm.
My principles is number one, I am a father now. And then business comes second, family first.
Yeah.
So when, like for your example, if your auntie messages you, is that, am I being true to my principles that family is first? I can respond.
Yeah.
And that's where your affirmation comes in, and you put it in order. I am a business owner, a good business owner, or I am a responsible father, a loving father. And you put it in order and you follow that order. So if a business opportunity comes up and there's a family opportunity, and you have to weigh your options. But for me, it's always, I am a loving father first. So that's how I would respond. When you ask yourself that, to be true to yourself, right? That self-awareness. I am whoever you want to be.
Ganda, you're speaking about values na, di ba? And
Mhm.
then you're using that value to filter, di ba?
And I think that's the
You're
most important thing, is your values.
yeah.
It's just like
It's
for me.
I think it's the thing that will help you make decisions that you will not regret in life.
Right. It's your compass.
Yeah.
Your values. You need
Yeah.
to have values. Hindi
Depende
lang
na lang,
pera.
yeah,
Like
hindi
what
lang
you always
pera, di
say.
ba?
Mhm.
Kasi i-weigh mo yung tulad ng example mo, business opportunity or family.
Mhm.
Well, if you can live with missing that business opportunity to make more money, then go with the family, di ba? If you can live with that decision. At
Right.
para sa akin ganun ako mag-weigh ng decision ngayon eh. As long as I can live with it,
Mhm.
I'll go with it, with whatever I decide to go with.
Mhm.
I go with the decision that I can live with. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
And I
And I
base it
think
off
it's
my
all
values.
time. Yeah, it comes down to time. There's a lot of money in the world. There's a lot of business opportunity if you work hard enough. But time that's you don't control time.
Yeah.
That's not pag wala na, wala na. So, if you miss your opportunity to see your daughter's game, basketball game, volleyball game, because of an opportunity, that's lost forever. Maybe there's another game, maybe there's not. And that's how I try to stay grounded with my self-awareness, is respecting time. You have to respect time, because time will not wait for you. So when you take action, know that you only have this much 24 hours in one day. So be intentional, have purpose when you take your action. If you want to have a day to relax, that's okay too. But be intentional, schedule your relaxing days, and then schedule
Yeah.
your work days,
Exactly.
because yeah, time will not wait. And I think that's what really helps me remember, okay, business, family, fun, there's 24 hours. How will you prioritize?
Yeah, and bigla ko lang naisip na minsan if you struggle with time,
Mhm.
parang isipin mo kung was this your fault, 'di ba? Na in your case, you have a business and a family. Were there some things in your business that you can, systemize na hindi mo
Mhm. Right.
ginagawa,
Right.
'di ba? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, that's a great point.
that system allows you to have more time with your family. Baka
Exactly.
you're blinded with old school, style of business na talagang grind, hustle, grind.
Mhm.
Yun,
Yeah.
that puts into perspective na talaga bang, am I being efficient in my business? Yung mga ganong
Mhm.
question nagka-come up. And dahil yun sa value mo na family. Pag
Mhm.
napapansin mong wala ka ng time sa family mo, am I being efficient with my, business? Meron ba akong systems na pwedeng gawin na hindi ko ginagawa?
Right.
Di ba?
Yeah. No, that's correct. And yeah, you need your systems, and you need that balance, because pag palagi kang nandun sa family, wala sa business, patay, there's
Patay yung negosyo mo. And then it'll
yeah,
reflect on your family, di ba? Sila maghihirap, wala kayong income
exactly.
ngayon.
Right. So it's when it's pretty even, with business or family. Okay, who am I? What's my self-awareness, my affirmation? So that's how I choose.
Mm.
And I think we're coming close to an hour, so we'll I wanted to make sure we touch on gratitude before
Oh,
we
yep.
get up. So gratitude, I was a CNA for, nurse's aide for almost 5 years in the hospital. So nakita ko na, yeah, when people are on their deathbed, and sometimes nalulungkot kasi there's no one visits them. How many days or weeks, not even one person visits you. And then sometimes there's someone there every day, for a different patient every day, someone's there. And I think as long as you remember that gratitude, that your time is infinite here on earth. So you really have to know what's important to you. Now that you're growing older, I'm assuming that this is the millennial crowd,
Yep.
where we're not young, but we're not old. So we still have some time to adjust. And now is important. Now the time to understand what's important to you, because this is your compass. If you start here and you're not sure what's important, you don't know where you're going. Now is the time to set your values so that when the time comes when you're older, there's no regrets, right? And it's you have to practice gratitude. And I think gratitude is always yung imposter syndrome, yung entitlement, yung privilege. Everything comes down to gratitude, because tomorrow anything can happen. You might lose your life or your parents, your child. And it's always that, be thankful for what you have, to keep you grounded in everything that you do. That's a big thing for me for self-awareness, is it always starts with gratitude.
Yeah. I think I don't know if napakinggan mo yung isang episode ko about I was struggling before with gratitude.
Mhm.
And sometimes alam naman natin na dapat maging grateful tayo. Pero
Right,
ba't ang hirap gawin, di ba?
right.
And for me, I think before kasi I wasn't trying to find out ano ba ang mahalaga sa akin, ano ba values ko, mga ganun.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm just drifting, nakikisakila ako sa mga trip ng tropa ko, inuman, mga ganun. Which is, if ganun ang klaseng gusto mong buhay, bahayin yung values mo, then good for you. Pero para
Right.
sa akin, hindi eh. So, talagang
Mhm.
puzzled ako dati kasi hindi ko tinatry i-find out ano bang mahalaga sa akin. Doon ko hindi magawang maging grateful. Kasi, alam mo yun, lagi akong confused. Hindi ko makita ano yung mahalaga sa akin. Hindi ko makita. Alam ko, pero hindi ko na nabibigyang pansin yung mga bagay na I can be grateful for. And nung nakatulong yung self-awareness talaga doon, na nagsisimula yung question, ba't ba ako ganito, mga ganun. Nagka-come up ako ng with an answer. And then doon nakatulong na ever since naging okay ako with myself, talagang sobrang naging grateful ako sa mga, you know, sa ibang bagay, sa family, sa kung ano yung meron ako ngayon, literally, kung ano yung meron ako, kung ano yung
Mhm.
wala ako.
Right.
And actually, I have a friend right now na nagsa-struggle din dun eh. Pero sa kanya, mas deep yung pinagdadaanan niya. I think it's a mental health issue na.
Mhm.
Pero it's a real struggle pag hindi mo kaya maging grateful. And you need to
Yeah.
find out why you're not being grateful right now in order to be grateful. And it starts, with, just trying to find out bakit ka ba nga ganun.
And I think it's dangerous, especially for us millennials with mental health, especially with technology, Instagram or social media. You're gonna compare. You
Yeah.
cannot help
Yes.
but compare. And I think, you might be in a nice house, in a nice two-bedroom house. Oh, but he has three-bedroom. Or you have a nice
Mm.
car. He has a nicer car. And syempre, magiging depressed ka if you're always comparing. So what I try to do is, again, I remembered, I seen people pass away with no loved ones. That's for me, that's the saddest thing.
Yeah,
And
man.
what I try to do for gratitude is, every night or morning, I just on my phone, my iPhone, just three things. What am I grateful for today before I sleep or when I wake up? I still have my life. I have a house. I have food. Simple. I think, if you have your iPhone, you should be grateful. Put that down.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a charger. Be grateful for your charger. Some people don't have anything. And I think you keep doing that, and your subconscious mind will start to look for things that you're grateful for because you feel good. You feel good when, oh, my baby is healthy. We have a lot of food in our house. I have a nice car, whatever, and it makes you feel good and thankful. And of course, whatever the psychology is, dopamine, right? The dopamine hit of, oh, that's a win. It's a win for me. And just practice that for those millennials who may be going through that mental health depression, especially from comparing or feeling that you don't have enough. Start small of what we do have, especially us Pinoys. Like I said, it comes down to we were raised to be humble, raised to be quiet, and maybe that made us depressed because we couldn't show how we really felt. We
Yeah.
couldn't celebrate the wins. Even if you're still afraid to celebrate the wins and share that with your family, share it with yourself because it's just you. At the end of the day, it's you and you. You go to sleep with your thoughts, so you have to be honest with yourself. I'm depressed, but I'm thankful my parents are still alive. Maybe your parents, you feel that they're not the most supportive, but they're still alive. Write that down. Be thankful for that. And I think that's what it comes down to with gratitude, and especially the millennials nowadays. Just pause, slow down. Who are you? Be self-aware. Be self-aware of it's okay. It's not the end of the world sometimes. And I want to better myself, but you start somewhere. But if you don't know where you are, you cannot start. Just be honest and just practice gratitude. It'll be okay. You have to it takes time, right?
Yeah. And sobrang nakarelate ako dun yung point mo, yung, di ba, social media, you can't help but compare.
Mhm.
Meron kaming small coffee shop, and then pag nagbabrowse ako sa Facebook, nakikita ko yung mga ibang coffee shop na ang ganda nila, mga ganun, ang dami nilang magagandang drinks, marami silang customer, maraming customer na nag-engage sa mga post nila.
Right.
Sometimes I can't help but compare, pero
Mhm.
I counter that with self-awareness na there you go again, you're comparing, and then I
Mhm.
just exit out of the app.
Yeah,
Not
that's
good.
good. Huwag ka maging silosa. Is that what it is? Don't be
Yeah.
so. If you see someone, say, another business, say another coffee shop, for me, being in real estate here in Hawaii, a lot of the other real estate investors, they're around my age, and you see them, they have a new deal, they have new property, good leads, and parang, oh, wow, where's my lead? How come I can't
No.
do that? You know, you compare, but I remind myself, those you have to be happy. You have to be happy for them, and because you have to remember that you cannot just be envious because that's going to
Mm.
be your state of mind. Or parang palagi kang selosa, that's how you're going to think. You're going to notice, oh, I don't have enough. I don't have this. So you have to start thinking in abundance. You have to be grateful. I'm happy for them. That's good. And maybe send them a text or a comment on their post. Oh, congrats. Good for you. And if you're interested in learning how they did that, just ask.
Yeah.
The worst they can say is, leave me alone. I'm not
Mm.
going to tell you or ignore you. But if you don't ask, then,
You
we'll
never
be
find
stuck.
out. Uh,
Right.
yeah, and I think it's also important na yung nararamdaman mong insecurity na yun. In
Mhm.
notice that it's coming from your subconscious mind with how you've been, brought up, your program,
Right.
whatever you want to call it, di ba?
Mhm.
Na you weren't taught how to handle insecurities, emotions, ganyan. And now you're
Mhm.
just finding out these things. In the way na kina-counter ko talaga yung, alam mo, yung insecurity na yun na nakikita ko yung ibang business like, nagsasucceed pero sa akin parang hindi ganun kapatok.
Mhm.
Meron akong mantra na sinasabi sa sarili ko every time nararamdaman ko yun. I keep telling myself, other people winning doesn't mean I'm losing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a mantra I've developed, you know, and
Mhm.
that mantra for me also helps me learn to be able to genuinely be happy for others'
Yeah.
success.
Right. Because you have to think, if you're gonna start a business, or not even business, just as a
Mm.
normal person,
Eh,
you,
weight loss sabi natin, 'di ba? You're trying to lose
weight
weight,
loss.
'di ba?
Right. Yeah, it's a great example. If someone's losing weight or getting fit faster than you and you're jealous, you cannot, that's not gonna do you any good.
Mhm.
That's just your mindset. That's your subconscious mind being jealous. And that's a negative trait. Be self-aware,
Yeah,
be
and
aware
another
of that.
thing, it's
So,
not you, 'di ba? You don't have to take that jealousy na ikaw yun. That's just your
mhm,
subconscious mind, and you
yeah,
have the opportunity to be better than that by using
mhm,
your conscious mind through self-awareness, 'di ba?
mhm. And you don't want to do that. You see, if you're the person losing weight faster and you see someone else jealous of you, how will you react? Are you gonna say, "Oh, it's because you're a loser. You don't know what you're
Yeah.
doing." You're not
You
gonna
don't want
say
to,
that.
yeah.
You're gonna teach them, "Oh, I did. You should try this, try that." And that's how
Yeah.
you have to think. That other people would do that. And if they don't do that and they call you a loser, bang loser? It's them,
Yeah.
right? They have
Yeah.
that mindset. So just be the bigger person, right? That's such a cliche, but it'll
Yeah.
help you achieve your goals. If you're the bigger person, it'll stop you from comparing and being depressed, being insecure.
Yeah.
Just be happy for them and their success, and yours will come. Just keep taking action.
Yeah, and it prevents you from getting into that bubble of negativity na
Mhm.
nag-engage ka sa negativity nila. Ngayon tuloy, nandun kayo sa parang
Mhm.
bubble ng negativity na yun. When you just decide to be the better person, you can, avoid being in that bubble. And then
Right.
I wanted to also touch on this before we wrap up. You
Mhm.
mentioned, di ba, mindset. And I think, well, especially since yung podcast ang tawag sa kanya, Filipino Millennial Mindset,
Right.
napaka-important ng concept na to para sa akin at para sa podcast. Yung mindset, um, we talked about this before we even recorded yung importance niya. Pero for you, parang especially in real estate, parang meron kaming naging client sa work before na even though real estate sila, they teach people more on mindset stuff.
Mhm.
And how would you think why do you think that is? Why parang mas pina-prioritize nila ang mindset?
I think mindset, um, not just mindset, but mindset and self-awareness. Everything starts in your mind. Anything
Yep.
you want to do. If it's going to go downhill, it starts in your mind. If it's uphill, it starts in your mind. And I think that's why they're so big on mindset. Because if you want to be successful in real estate or selling t-shirts or selling a hot dog, it starts in your mind. You have to just take action, but you cannot take action without the right mindset. And I think that's probably why with real estate or anything on social media, influencers, it's good that they talk about mindset, and people become, like you said, insecure, right? Parang imposter syndrome, like you talk about mindset. And I wanted to do that too, what you're doing, to talk to others about mindset, but you have the insecurity of who am I? Well, sino ba ako to talk about mindset with them? Am
Yeah.
I better than them? No. But again, you have to change that mindset, because you did read the books, you did do your work to study, you took the action, and now you have more value to give. And that's probably why the real estate page uses so much mindset content, because it really is, you can do anything, you just have to train your mind.
Yeah,
It starts with your
you can have all the perfect tools in the world, 'di ba? Pero
mind.
if you have a negative mindset,
Mhm.
you'll find a way to fail always.
Right.
The thing with, me sharing about mindset sa page ko, I also have
Mhm.
my own personal page. I also
Mhm.
try to talk about stuff there. Na-overcome ko yung imposter syndrome through, finding out how I want to deliver my message.
What do you mean?
Yeah, before I was trying to, copy how our clients were delivering their message, parang mayabang yung dating. And
Right.
then, na-realize ko, hindi ako ganito. This is not
Mhm.
me. And
Mhm.
then, I found out that my way through sharing is just, it really is just that, sharing my experience. I'm not expecting other people to, gawin nila yung sinishare ko. Pero I'm just
Mhm.
literally just sharing ano yung nag-work para sa akin. You can
Mhm.
take it or leave it. You can use it whatever you want.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not
I
it's
think
not
that's the right.
I've removed the I'm better than you.
Yeah, of course. I think that's how it should be, especially with that type of content sharing mindset. Um, like what you said with I believe it was Philip, how even if you impact one person, well, that's good. That's a win.
Mm, yep.
You did your job, and that's how everyone should approach it. If you want to, just give value through social media, you want to share something, but you're not sure how people will feel. They might tease you. They might talk, but you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's listening or following, and someone might really need that right now. What you have to say. And if it's not anything bad, if you have no bad intentions when whatever you're sharing, then share it. If it's not
Yeah.
hurting anyone, share it because it might help somebody. And I think that's the best way that you did it is you realize this is not who I am, that style of
Yeah.
content. Yeah.
Just to wrap things up, for someone that's, parang bago yung concept sa kanila ng self-awareness, how would you parang in just simple ways, paano mo mas ma-exercise, to be more self-aware?
Through journaling. That's the biggest way to be self-aware is you talk to yourself. You can
Yep.
record it on your phone or you journal. And it's easy. The way I do it is say you wake up, or say before you go to sleep, you're depressed. You're not sure why. What happened to me? Why am I depressed? You write it down. How am I feeling? I feel depressed. Why? And you try to figure out what you did that day that made you depressed. And you're letting the thoughts in your mind onto paper so you can see them. Okay, this is how I'm feeling. And you understand yourself better. And it's really, you have to be comfortable. You have to be honest and comfortable. Sometimes yung isip mo, kakatakot, di ba? Like, oh, why do I
Yeah.
think like this? And I think that's why people, they don't journal because they're afraid of who they are. So, to,
Yeah, and some people maybe, rolling their eyes, not again, journaling, something like that.
Mhm,
And I
mhm,
truly understand now the value of, writing it down on paper because you're
mhm.
able to see yourself from a third person point of view.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You remove yourself. You have to be self-aware enough to know that you're depressed or know that you're mad or
Yep.
sad. And then you remove yourself. And now it's like you're here and you're watching you talk to yourself and you're just observing. And then you start to
Yep.
understand, oh, okay, that's what's going on. We should do this instead, or we shouldn't do that. And I think that's the easiest way to start being more self-aware is, you don't need to watch videos or books or anything. It's you and you. It's between yourself. Be honest with yourself. Am I living a life that I want to live, or is this my parents' life that they want me to live? Or am I doing this for my child, my girlfriend, boyfriend? You need to be real with yourself first and just journal and be honest and pat yourself on the back, man. You should be your best friend before anyone.
Yeah, man.
Then you'll be able to give more value to everyone else. You can't be a good husband to your wife if you don't even enjoy yourself. Why would your wife enjoy being with you? So it starts there. You have to enjoy and be honest with yourself. If you made mistakes, it's okay. Journal it, write it down, come to terms with it so that you just feel light. Life is so short. Don't try to hide it. Be honest with yourself.
Man, I really love it. And
Mm.
just after you say those things, I already feel lighter, actually.
Yeah.
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 And man, I wish this, helps a lot of people struggling with their own self-awareness, yung kung ano man yung nararanasan nila ngayon. I truly hope this will reach a lot of people. So, man, Kevin, thanks again for sharing everything that you've shared with us. It's really valuable, and also sharing your time. I understand you are a family man now, and congratulations on your newborn.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And I want to thank you, Andro. Thank you for your time as well, brother.
Pronounce my name first in the Filipino accent.
Andro. Thank you. No, I want to thank you for like you said, you were honest, you were transparent about not wanting to continue this podcast because of imposter syndrome.
Man. I wanna help people overcome their own insecurities by sharing my own insecurities.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And Kim and Philip, they're not here with us, but the things that they share, I thought I read a lot of books. I thought I knew self-improvement topics. I learned so much from your podcast. It's crazy. It's crazy. Man. It's really good.
Because it's, really from experience. You learn a lot from experience. Yeah, man. So thanks again, and hope really the listeners get value from this. And all right, guys, till the next episode. See you next time.